Scared, but you know this.
Alright guys, what's going on? So, another day, another couple cents, you know how it goes. But, I watched Far From Home. And, I didn't like it. Not that it was a bad movie. It was an okay movie. It was a good movie, you know. They did deal with a lot of Spider-Man having problems, Peter Parker having problems from Tony Stark dying. That's good. But, we just came from Endgame. That wrapped up a whole bunch of character arcs and everything. I didn't like it as, like, it wasn't that exciting of a movie, but from, like, a comic view, like, there's just lots of stuff they shoved in there that's just great. I didn't watch it, like, the re-release, but there's lots of stuff that was just great in there for, like, me as like a fan of like comics and everything, and like, you know, it's just a good way to end the story for Captain America. Well, Steve Rogers Captain America and Tony Stark's Iron Man. Thor, you know, I think gets up his bullshit. He's gonna become a little bit of a different character. So that was fun. It was cool, but other than that, like, you know, didn't really set up the future of the MCU. Except, you know, you got, like, your new characters back, but, like, they didn't give you any, like, whoa, shit, that, you know, you get in Marvel sometimes. And, but before I'd even realized that Far From Home was the end of Phase 3, not the beginning of Phase 4, I was like, okay, whatever, right? But then I found out that it is, like, that was the case, and I was like, oh shit, so I was expecting some, like, crazy shit, right? And, you know, they've done a pretty good job of, like, kind of changing up, having their own, like, putting their own twist on characters and whatnot in the MCU, doing a really good job of that. But, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna give you a couple things I liked. I'm gonna have some major spoilers, but, Mysterio, Quentin Beck, Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio was fucking amazing. Just, oh man, I want a Mysterio movie. I don't even care about Spider-Man. They, don't get me wrong, Tom Holland's amazing Spider-Man. See that? But he does a really good job as Spider-Man. But I've even come in the more recent films to like the villains more, and this is another case of that. Killmonger, rest in peace. Really wish they didn't fucking kill him off. Killmonger was my favorite character in the entire MCU so far. Maybe just because I want to be Michael B. Jordan because he's a fucking goddess of a human being, right? But yeah, and then Thanos was great. I had high expectations for Mysterio, and that's what I got. They fucking 10 out of 10, nailed it. I fucking loved it. That's what I wanted. But I hoped that they would do more for his character. They teased the multiverse a little bit. Wasn't a thing. I hoped that that kind of was true, and I really did hope that was like a little bit true, and then we could get more into that cosmic Marvel universe, because like now it's about to go like crazy cosmic, and then so if Spider-Man somehow could have his own little lead into the cosmic MCU, that would have been fucking crazy. I think that would have been so cool. Maybe they need to dive deep into it, and you know, that was it. I'm not really talking so much about the movie and this and that. Like, you know, it was good. The beginning pacing was okay. You kind of got answered some questions that you had about like the 5-year thing that they actually called a blip. Whatever. But I didn't get what I wanted out of this movie for the idea of expanding MCU, except the second credit scene or whatever, where you find out that Maria Hills and Nick Fury, they're the Skrulls. I can't remember what their name are, from Captain America or Captain Marvel, and then you see actual Nick Fury and some big Skrull whatever, right? And so that's leading into like either Secret Wars or Secret Invasion. But that's not what I wanted for the MCU. And like, you know, this is the biggest problem, I think. I'm one of those people that I fucking hated Star Wars, The Last Jedi. What else wasn't I a fan of? Game of Thrones ending. And it's not necessarily that they were bad endings, but I think, well, you know, Game of Thrones actually was a bad ending. But we had so much fan hype over them, and like so many theories and this and that of what would happen, and how we had these like crazy fucking unthinkable like theories on like what would go down, and then we didn't get any of that. And that's what I think my biggest problem with this is, right? Like, I did hear a rumor about like the Skrulls being introduced in this movie, and that ended up happening, but it's not, I wasn't excited, you know, like I wanted to see some crazy, like Mysterio actually did, maybe he was still a bad guy, but I wanted to see him come from his own universe that was destroyed, and then maybe, you know, somehow that would lead into some crazy shit in the next movie, and then you start to be able to get like these new characters pouring in and whatnot, because like we came from Endgame, we came from the 10-year Thanos build up and whatnot. But you know, it took forever. Like, you know, Secret Invasion, Secret Wars, that's like, don't get me wrong, that is a big story, but like with the whole Fox, I know that they're not going to even do anything maybe till phase 5 or whatever with all the new characters, but I feel like even in like Iron Man, I can't remember where it was, but in Captain America, like you start getting like these little pieces to like the bigger plot, but right away they just like throw, because we came from Endgame, and they just throw Secret Invasion in your face. They're like, okay, this is what's happening next. Anybody that knows anything about the MCU or the Marvel comic history, you know that's that. You don't get this like little tease that gets you thinking and building theories. Now it's just, oh shit, now you have Secret Invasion. That's going to be maybe Avengers Secret Invasion, and then they're going to figure out who's real, who's not, and like, you know, but that's not exciting, I don't think. Like, I want some new, something like crazier than that. Like, you know, we all thought Galactus was maybe going to be introduced in Endgame. Didn't happen. Whatever, I can live by that. But they start piecing together like a huge, like a bigger plot line. I think Secret Invasion is good, but it's not something that we can come up with on a series. That doesn't really lead to everything. Like Fantastic Four, I don't think, maybe I'm totally wrong, right? But I just don't see that to leading to all of these like big other events. Whereas like in the past MCU, you didn't know necessarily what was coming up until you got that Thanos reveal. What was that? Like maybe 6, 7 movies in, you're like, holy fuck, this is where we're going. And you know, everyone else, they didn't even know who Thanos was, right? So I think that like the fact they just, oh yeah, this is next, and you're just kind of like, anyone that doesn't really doesn't follow too hard, it's like whatever. But now they're just gonna try and, I think, do that big, oh, this is the crazy battle, oh, this is the next crazy battle, oh, this is the crazy battle. And all these little hints that lead up to like some crazy thing like Galactus coming in. And maybe they will find their way to work it out, but now in my head I'm just thinking, okay, like Secret Invasion, yeah, don't get me wrong, that could be a crazy story, but whatever. I was really hoping that we would get maybe a trip into the Spidey multiverse, and then who knows, maybe you could get like Reed Richards, Fantastic Four, maybe Lost, and they're stuck over there because Quentin Beck's Mysterio wiped them out, and this leads to like this and that, and the Uprising, and maybe Doctor Doom, or you know, you have some multiverse stuff, so you get maybe Galactus coming in. You just, all this crazy shit that could have happened, and like even if it isn't what happened, they could have maybe just a little bit more subtly been like, oh, what the hell. But you know what I did like you know, I'm not even gonna write this for you, but like, go watch the movie and then find out who's gonna be playing J. Jonah Jameson. Oh, that's dope. That was the tits of the movie. Him and Mysterio, that was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good movie, but they didn't really tease anything in the future. And you don't, even the entire movie, like you got, I guess if you saw Nick Fury and Mariah Hills, and you saw them, and they were Skrulls the whole time. But you don't know that. Like, that's not like, maybe if like during the movie you had a scene them being Skrulls. This is, you know what, this is it. This is how I would have changed that. Because now they did throw a Secret Invasion in your face. If maybe in the movie you got like a tiny little glimpse of maybe like, you know, they have like a mirror and Nick Fury's walking past it and you see him change really briefly in a mirror. Something like that. And so it was like just like one of those more subtle little things. I think that would have been cool. Right, if you did that and then actually had like the multiverse was introduced, but they just spoke about it and that was the truth, whether he'd still be a bad guy or not. Maybe he worked for Tony Stark in a different timeline or whatever, and that, like, you know, that would have been, I think that would have been fucking awesome. But they didn't, and they just answered all these questions and threw a bunch of new crazy shit in. But they did it not in like that Marvel subtle way where you like find out, oh, those are the Infinity Stones. You just know what's next. And I didn't like that. That was my biggest problem with it. It wasn't that it's a bad movie. I still recommend go see it. But they didn't set up how I expected Phase 4 to be set up. They just threw it in your face, and now you kind of know what everything else is going to be working towards. And I wasn't a big fan of that. So there was not, now you can't really theorize. Now, like, my favorite part about these movies and like things like Game of Thrones is to go and work up what the fuck is gonna watch the 700 videos on what's next, like who's gonna. But now you know where it's going. You know Spider-Man's not gonna be able to handle Secret Invasion himself, so they're gonna be pulling all the rest of the Avengers in. You don't know who's who, and you're just not gonna be able to trust anything. But it's not like something you work a theory up about. And not to mention the Skrulls aren't really the bad guys either, so like you probably have some bad Skrulls, but you know, whatever. I just I don't know. That's not, you know, it was a good movie, but it wasn't a good MCU movie. They didn't do a very good job of what they did so well with Phase 1 to 3 of subtly introducing stuff. And I think that's what they should have done again, is worked up to that big something crazy. And I don't think that they're going to do that, because now they have the money, and no matter what, everyone's going to be seeing these movies, and they're not going to focus on storytelling as much as these big crazy whatever. That's my problem with what I think they set up with Spider-Man Far From Home. So let me know what you think. Disagree with me, thumbs down, thumbs up. I don't really care, except I care if you thumbs down though, you know. Fuck you. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comment below. Tell me your theories. Tell me if you think I'm completely wrong. Subscribe to my channel. Got new music out, so check that out as well. Links will be below. Might get one of those Patreon, pay me, Treon things. I don't care. And yeah, so hit me up, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.